Hello Aries, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead, Aries. How are you, my fire family? I hope you're well. Thanks so much for clicking here. Aries, I'm here again with some oracles, as I always am. You'll know that if you are my ride or die. And if you are, thank you so much for showing up here again. And I am looking at these oracle cards for the overall energy for the week ahead. You know that, Aries, if you've been here before, that I do always read for the week ahead, whether you get this reading today, tomorrow, or next year. It could resonate with you. It is a general reading. If you've never been here before, welcome, by the way. Welcome to this beautiful big Aries tribe. Thanks so much for stopping in, giving this a shot. If you're interested in staying, there is a subscription button down in the bottom right-hand corner of this little screen where I live. Thanks for rolling in on all these shenanigans. I appreciate you. I have Aries energy. I'm all essentially fire and earth. I have an Aries Venus, and I'm also an Aries North Node. How about you? All right, here we go. Let's talk about Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the week ahead. Tell me about Aries. What does Aries need to know? We have nothing is wasted. Look, I want to say, Aries, I feel like you've been through a lot. And I feel like some of it you would consider not being really worth it. Maybe you feel like you wasted your time. It feels like, the vulture's here, right? And the vulture is a really big part of the ecosystem because the vulture comes and picks over the bones so the bones can go back to the earth, right? So the cycle can be completed. So I want to say that you might have had some vultures in your life that were trying to pick at your bones before it was time. I'm just going to say, it feels like, I want to say to you, nothing is wasted. So if you feel like you were back there, maybe you're in a job for 15 years. You're like, what a waste of time. Yeah, I don't think it was wasted. I feel like everything we learn in this life brings us to the path that we're supposed to be on. So please stop thinking about you wasted time or anything that was wasted, because I don't think anything is wasted. We've got card number 63, which is a 9. That's Hermit energy. That is wisdom energy, shamanic wisdom, spiritual energy, right? Finding your light, finding the wisdom. So I feel like you will come to the week ahead. I feel like you will come to this realization that whatever time you spent in the long-term relationship that didn't work out, or the long-term job that didn't work out, or the long-term friendship that is no longer, just please know that nothing was wasted, that everything that was along the way brought you to here. And so it's all valuable, very valuable. We've got the miracles are endless. I think you're going to start to see those miracles. I feel like you're over the hump, I want to say. We got card number 15, right? Which can be, it can be devil energy, but I feel like 1 and 5 being 6, it feels like you're sort of over the hump, I want to say. You're no longer in the 5s, is what I want to say. You're no longer in the 5s. You're no longer in this lack energy. I feel like things from here are going to start going a little bit better for you, my friend. All right. Tell me what else Aries needs to know, please. What else does Aries need to know? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. The cow spirit, and the cow is very decorated, right? There's a lot of lush flowers and greenery and very decorated. Miracles are endless. I feel like you're about to come into some sort of an abundant time because now you're out of the 5s and you're into the 6s, right? 1 and 5 is 6. One more card for Aries, please. We've got guilt. Yeah, it feels like somebody here is looking into the past and thinking, gosh, I spent so much time back there. Why did I waste that time? I'm going to say nothing was wasted. Guilt says I release, keep that here. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. I'm just going to say release it, friend. Let it go, right? Let it go. And because I feel like somebody here has been obsessing on it. We do have card number 15, which is devil energy, right? In the tarot, 15 is the devil. And I want to say that maybe you've been obsessing on it a little bit. It's time to just let it go here. Stop judging yourself. I want to say, it says here, understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Look, if somebody were to come to you and say, look, I feel like I wasted so much time at that place. What are you going to say to them? Yeah, you dumbass, you wasted that time. Well, you might, but I don't think you will. I think that you would say to them, look, I understand. You have your own unique path. I have my own unique path. And they both had challenges. And it doesn't matter if they were the same or not, but they're always bringing us to where we are now. And I think with all this violet energy here, violet and violet, I feel like your third eye is opening. I want to say you're starting to realize this, that all the stuff that we do back there just helps to peel away the layers of the onion so we can figure out what's at the center. We already knew all that stuff. We just had to figure it out. We had to be reminded of that stuff in order to be able to move forward on the path. One more for Aries, please. Look at you being all philosophical when I first turned the camera on. What the heck? Aries. All right. we've got trust. Trust it. Trust the past, trust the future, trust the present moment. I'm just going to say there has to be a little bit of trust within the universe that you wrote the playbook before you got here and the universe is trying to keep you on track. So none of that time was wasted. It was all lessons you needed to learn to move forward to the adventure. So I want to say as soon as you stop judging yourself, my friend, that's when the adventure begins. We've got freedom. You are free to go on the new adventure. Tell me more about Aries, please. Once we get these this last oracle down, we'll get into some tarot. Tell me more about Aries, please. Passions. It says, don't be afraid to fail. Yeah, follow what makes your heart happy. And the thing is that I don't like the word fail. Like, we never fail. The thing is that maybe it didn't work out, but it worked out because it didn't work out. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like somebody here is saying, gosh, I wasted so much time back there. But I feel like it's because your third eye wasn't open yet. You weren't quite trusting of the universe. You weren't quite trusting of the path. But I feel like somebody here, you didn't fail. You learned is what you did. You learned that that wasn't for you, and that's why you move forward. Bottom of the deck, we've got putting in the work, action that helps achieve goals, building the path for success. Feel like there is some sort of successful adventure that's coming up for you here. And I don't think that you really need to worry about any time wasted. Let's talk about tarot. Tell me about Aries. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Aries, there's exactly 1 day left on the sale that I have going on, 10% off if you're interested in a private read. Please look in the pinned comment. There's a coupon code there. And if you are interested in getting 10% off a reading that is already marked reasonably, then please have at it. You have to be booked in by 11:59 p.m. on the 20th. Tell me about Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We do have the Three of Wands. We have the Nine of Swords. You need to turn your back on the worries, hun. Okay? You need to turn your back on these worries. It feels like somebody's worried here. I've wasted so much time. Listen to me. I'm just going to tell you from a person who's sort of got more time behind them than in front of them. You know, life starts at 50. It does. Mid-40s, 50-ish. It starts there. We do have the Nine of Swords and the Five of Swords. I feel like somebody's been fighting themselves, thinking, okay, now I'm here standing on the edge, waiting for things to happen for me. Now what? That's what it looks like here. We've got the Hermit energy. Yep, Hermit is up here, right? And we do have the Knight of Swords. It's a lot of swords here. Somebody here is doing a lot of thinking about what the next plan is. Look, the Sagittarius, adventure, right? It's time to go out there and expand and find out what the new adventure is. And we have the Five of Wands. All right, something's holding you back though, and I think it's what's in your mind. I think it's all these I think it's these worries. I think it's you're being hard on yourself with the Five of Swords energy. I think you're being hard on yourself for wasted time is what it feels like, the guilt of the wasted time. It feels like there is some worry here. The Nine of Swords is a place like, understand that the Nine of Swords is a place that is hard to bear because it can be like, you know, restless sleep, not really sleeping really well. I'm dreaming a lot. Maybe it's nightmares. It could be that. But I feel like really what's happening here is your subconscious is trying to figure out what's going on. What am I supposed to do next? Because if this is the place where you are worrying, it feels like the Hermit is here to guide you through your dreams, to get you to keep moving on the path. Even though it's dark, you know, you may not be able to see right into the future, but you can see, you know, the Hermit can't see right into the future, but the Hermit can see the one step in front of them. And so the Hermit is the one who really is trusting the universe, right? Excuse me. The Hermit's the one who is trusting the universe. And so I feel like you want to move forward here because we have the Five and one sword in the hand of the Knight of Six. I feel like you do want to move forward. You want to get out of this chaotic mindset, Aries. It's time for you to move forward. But I feel it's like you're still sort of taking a look back there and saying, but all of that time I missed, it's okay. It will be made up for you, I promise. As soon as you get on this into this place of adventure, once you get over the hump here out of the fives and into the sixes, I feel like I feel like things start working themselves out. Now, as a reader, there's a few things, every reader has their thing. And for me, it's fives. And if I see more than one five in a reading, it tells me that something is about, pardon me, something is about to change really quickly for you. And I think it's because of some sort of an idea or some sort of message or information that is about to show up pretty aggressively for you that is going to make you move. It's going to make you get out of this energy here, and it's going to make you move towards something else, something that you've been holding back on. It feels like with the Five of Wands that you've been sort of in the tug and pull with yourself, these two fives here. In a tug and pull with yourself, holding back, there's too much competition. I really shouldn't do that. It didn't work in the past. Why would it work in the future? Tell me about the Nine of Swords. And listen, the Nine of Swords is a place, though, that a lot of people stay there for a while. Why? Because it's not the 10. Why don't we want to go to the 10? Because the 10 is really painful, but you're a badass. You're right there with the 10. I feel like whatever this information is coming in here, whatever information that's coming in for you, whatever communication, information, whatever it is, the 9 is going to add to the Nine of Swords, and you are going to have to go through the release of something. And it might be painful, but I feel like it's a release that's needed nonetheless. It feels like, and a lot of people will stay in the 9 because they don't like, what's coming up with the 10. The 10 is the release. It's the end of the cycle, and then we can go back to the Ace, and we can start having big ideas again. We've got the Two of Cups in the reverse. We've got the Eight of Cups. And we've got the Moon energies. For some of you, what we're talking about here, somebody is thinking about wasted times in terms of a relationship. You stayed too long in a marriage because you're loyal, right? You stayed too long in a marriage. You stayed too long in a relationship. You stayed too long in that friendship. It feels like somebody here, like the Two of Cups is telling me something broke up. We broke up, or it's not working out any longer. It feels like it is... it feels like you just gotten out of an unhealthy thing. And maybe it's not just now. Maybe it's back there. For some of you, it could be 8 or 10 months ago. Maybe you thought it was happy. We have 8 and 2, which is 10 cups, right? But the Two of Cups is in the reverse, which tells me it left you in stagnancy. You were settling for a situation where you thought you were happy. So I really feel like whatever pushed you out of that situation was necessary. But you didn't want to go because the Moon energy is here, because the Moon energy is things that we don't understand. It's a little bit of fear. We're wandering about in the dark, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen from here, right? Things are not as they seem. And so I feel like you were settling in some sort of relationship, or whatever the 10 of Cups is for you. You were settling into some sort of relationship, and I feel like you either got pushed out or you decided to leave. Take it as it resonates for you. It's going to be different for everybody. But I want to say that you've got to release this, because whatever you learned in that relationship was preparing you for whatever's coming next. Could be a relationship, could be the next job, could be an epiphany. It could be whatever you're realizing. It gave you wisdom, whatever you're realizing in the Hermit energy. It gave you the wisdom to be able to move forward here. Tell me about this Hermit energy. I feel like in the Hermit energy is where you figure out that you're at the Three of Wands, and you can just turn your back on whatever happened there, and you can just keep going because there's more adventures to come. There's way more adventures to come. You now have the freedom to go on these adventures. Yeah. You're about to receive a whole pile of freedom here. Like, you're looking at it in a negative sense. And I understand that maybe it was a long-term relationship or the place where you didn't want to leave. Maybe somebody in the past got laid off from a job that they've been at for a very long time. But I feel like the universe is pushing you out of the nest because it's time to fly. It's time to learn something new. Tell me about the Hermit, please. We've got the World card. There we go. Something did come to an end, right? But I want you to look at it, rather than looking at it as an ending, I want you to look at it as an accomplishment or a milestone. Something came full circle because it was supposed to, not because of something you did wrong or something that they said, but whatever the situation was, it was supposed to come to an end. It was a karmic situation, whatever it was, the job, the relationship, it was meant only to give you wisdom. But maybe you just stayed too long because you are a person who is very loyal. Look, we got the World card and the Fool. You were just supposed to skippity-doo and keep moving. You were just supposed to keep going here. The new door is opening for you here. And on the other side of that door, look at that, is the 10 of Pentacles. So it's the new job. It's the upgraded job. It feels like you were settling, Eight of Cups, right? You were settling for a place where you thought that there was nothing else I'm ever going to find that's better than this, whether it is a relationship or a job or a situation, a friendship, whatever it is, because you couldn't see forward. You couldn't see into the future. And I feel like this thing came to an end. You know, the only time anything ever comes to an end, whether it's a job, a relationship, a friend, a life, whatever it is, whatever comes to an end is only for one purpose, and that is so something else can begin. The next cycle can begin, right? And that's why you have the Fool here. Tell me why the Knight of Swords is here, because I feel like you have some sort of information that's pushing towards you here in sort of an aggressive manner, and I feel like it's going to cause you to release all of this. And the Five of Swords. It's going to cause you to release all this negative energy here. The Knight of Swords is brave and is busting through all the fives here. Tell me about the Knight of Swords here. We've got the Two of Swords. So 2 and 1 is 3. Something that was heartbreaking or disappointing, something that didn't make you feel good. We've got 5, 6, 7, 8. It left you in this place of I can't find my way out. My hands are tied. Maybe you just stayed somewhere too long because of your loyalty. There's the 9th sword. We've got 9 swords here. Pardon me. 9 swords showed up in the center, right? Tell me about the Ace of Swords. We've got the Judgment. There it is. What I feel like is going on here is that you were supposed to be released or you were supposed to release. So whether you did the releasing or somebody else did, that's the way it was supposed to go down. I'm not saying it was supposed to happen. I'm not minimizing all the terrible, horrible, awful things that might have gone on that led up to the release. But it feels like somebody here was supposed to release because they were stuck. You were stuck there. You were in this place that you thought was love, 10 of Cups, or you thought was the happiest you'll ever be until something wasn't happy anymore, until the 2 of Cups was in the reverse. And then we have the Ace of Swords and we have the Judgment card. And it feels like with the Judgment card that you had to lay something to rest in order to be able to get this information, this epiphany, this new message, this new conversation, whatever this Knight of Swords is busting into your life with. I feel like you're going to be getting some information that's going to change everything for you. It's going to make you think differently. It's going to make you look at things differently, because the Judgment card, the only reason the Judgment card is here is for the thing that I was talking about. The Judgment card is about laying the old thing to rest because you're being called to something new. You're being called to a new path. Tell me why the 5 of Wands is here. I think the reason that you stayed where you stayed for so long, whatever the situation was, is because of the 5 of Wands, because you thought there's way too much competition out there and I'm not down for it. But it was the only way to get you over the hump. Right? Got the 6 here. It's the only way to get you out of the 5s and into the 6s, where the miracles are about to happen. We've got the 4 of Swords. We've got the Page of Wands and the Page of Cups. Look at this. Look at this new stuff here. Like, it feels like after you go through the healing of whatever the loss was, that there is a spark here. A spark, an idea. It's like something that's really exciting, something brand new, a new path, an adventure, right? The adventurer. It's freedom to do whatever it is that you want. And look, we've got 6 wands here. It's successful. It's this, the 6 of Wands is about coming out of the hardest cycle possible and getting the victory, stepping across the finish line to something new. So I feel like you were going through this hard time here, but I feel like the 6 of Wands shows up here to tell you you will have victory. You are going to have success and the old cycle is over. The hardest part is over. It's now time for you to receive all the good news, all the good things, all the good things, the things that give you butterflies in the belly, the adventures that are showing up. Look, we've got the Star. It's intense healing. And after a Tower comes, which is what I think you have been through, because the card before the Star is the Tower, card number 16, and the Star is 17. I feel like once you finish the healing, I feel like you now have a reason to have new boundaries, and you've liberated yourself from that whole situation. You liberated yourself from a lack mentality, and that's the third 5, 5, 5, 5. And it tells me that things are changing really quickly because now you've taken hold. Now you're being honest with yourself, truthful with yourself. I'm just going to stand up and say it. If people don't like it, they can get behind my boundaries, right? I'm just going to stand up and say it. If you don't like it, then get behind the boundaries. I'm just going to say it anyway, because that's who I am. I feel like, I mean, you could have a Libra, Gemini, or an Aquarius placement. You don't have to, but I feel like you're the one that made the decision to come out of lack. I think that's what this is here. I feel like you were in a situation that you didn't realize you were settling for until the situation was over. And now whatever ended must begin, because there's some beautiful miracles. The miracles are endless, some beautiful miracles. So think on your feet, friend. I know you're good at that, Aries. Think on your feet, because here it comes. And if, for those of you who ended up being single after this situation, look, it's time to claim your independence here. So I feel like you're over the hump. That's what it feels like. I'm going to leave that right there. Thank you, Aries, for coming here and watching. I appreciate you guys so much. My Aries fire family, I'm going to go for now. Thank you for being here. I'm going to go, but I'll be back, because I'm always back, because, well, I can't stay away from you. That's why Aries is my jam. Love you guys. Bye-bye.